Hi, everybody. Mike Davis with 102.7 FM. Today we're visiting with Brad Garrett out here at the Jesse James Farm and Home, and they are working on a tremendously historic project. This building behind us, Brad, is the original what from the Jesse James days?
The original boyhood home of Jesse James, and I cannot tell you the exact years that he lived here, but the portion right in front of us with the logs that are exposed is the original portion of the building, and the areas to the right of that were added on over time.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, because it's possible, these logs that we see here and the chinking that goes in between the logs are from 1822. In other words, these are the original felled logs when they built this building. Is that correct?
Not all of them are. They all were. There were a lot of them that had rot, insect damage, different deterioration that we had to assess and decide if it was salvageable or not. And we did. The county bought a lot of logs about 10 years ago, and they've had them under a shelter, naturally aging, dry aging. The ones that were not salvageable, we did pull out and replace with those logs. There were a couple logs for the headers and the footers that we needed longer logs than what the county had bought. We had to search around the whole Midwest and all the way out to Colorado and found some logs that met the length requirement that we had, and we had those shipped in from Colorado. They were already aged, and what you'll see with these logs is a variety of species. It's not all oak, not all walnut. There's oak and walnut and different trees in there. Is basically whatever trees were closest to this site is what they used.
Yeah, just to make it easy on the builder, obviously. Now, the purpose of this particular rehab is what? Why is the county doing what they're doing now, and why are these timbers exposed at the moment?
So the building was not well maintained prior to this. It had deteriorated pretty badly and was getting to a point in some aspects, and some of those logs and some of the features inside were getting to a point where it may have been a point of no return. Fortunately, the current commission saw the need for this and has invested in the rehabilitation of this building. And it's not just the logs, the chinking and daubing that you mentioned, which is essentially like the mortar in between, that was all removed. What you would have in there are rocks that you can't see on this. All you see right now is the mortar. There's actually rock in between there as well. All those rocks were pulled out and saved. When they cleaned all that out, the same rock went right back in between the logs, and then they used a new daubing mix, which they mixed right here on site. It comes from clay that was here on site, along with some wood shavings and some quicklime. They mix those together, and that mixture will expand and contract.
Outstanding. How much longer would folks be able to come out here and see these logs exposed?
This is going to go on for quite a while yet. We started this earlier in the summer and have reached this point. If you had been out here 2 weeks ago, you would have saw the logs without the chinking and daubing in it. The next major step is going to be the roof. We will be, you can see the roof here has algae and different moss growing on it, and when it rains, it's essentially like it's raining inside the building. There's no protection at all. So that roof will be removed and restored back to a historically accurate roof.
Well, very good. Thank you, Brad. We sure appreciate it. And folks, if you've got the opportunity, if you've got some time, come on out to the Jesse James Farm. Have a look at this. It really is an historic event that's going on out here, and an opportunity to see what this building looked like back in the really early 1800s, mid-early 1800s. We're out here at the Jesse James Farm with Brad Garrett. Thanks so much for being with us, Brad.
Thank you.
Sure appreciate it. Mike Davis with 102.7. Thank you so much. Thanks for being with us.